Arun Jaitley now is attacking that very lobby that had no locus standi when it came to the Justice Loya case and the opposition in particular when we talk of the entire impeachment politics. This is a generation of falsehoods, is what he really says, a stinging attack that goes out to the Congress party that looks a divided house already, with a lot of senior Congress leaders opining against that impeachment motion that the Congress, along with its allies, is wanting to put out. And Aishwarya, Arun Jaitley, in fact, is speaking strongly against this, and he's attacking both the lobby and the Congress party in particular.
Well, absolutely. You have the finance minister and then one of the senior most lawyers in the country hitting back at the lobby. And then he starts by saying that yesterday I read the 114-page judgment in the Judge Loya death case authored by Justice D.Y. Chandrachud on behalf of the three-judge bench. And he goes ahead and he has written this whole blog, which is at least of 4 columns. And then he says that it is not only a divided court, but he's hitting it back at the lobby. He says that there is a lobby, there is a group of individuals which is trying to create this disruption. And in this detailed blog, if you could call it so, he says that the role of Amit Shah, even in Sohrabuddin case, was not at all there, and it was being fabricated. So he has not only hit out on one particular case, but that how on several instances there were attempts to malign Amit Shah's image. And then it's a known fact that yes, Arun Jaitley, even when the government was in opposition, was providing legal advice to Amit Shah. Thus he knows this issue very, very significantly. And then in this blog, he categorically mentions about the Sohrabuddin case, about the Judge Loya judgment, and he criticizes the whole lobby, Deepthi, which has been trying to malign the BJP national president. So this is coming from Arun Jaitley, finance minister, and then a legal himself. And he specifics are that he says that a detailed analysis of the facts and the role played by some group is necessary, since I suspect such attempts will also be made in future, and it is only to malign the image of the BJP via our national president Amit Shah.
All right, Aishwarya, do stay on with us as I also get in our colleague Krishna, who I believe will be taking this entire story ahead. Now, Krishna, in this entire blog that Arun Jaitley, remember, does put out, he's putting out a lot of important points, right from the institution disruptors to the impeachment weapon. I think he's making a lot of sense. But is the Congress party, are the allies even listening, Krishna?
Deepthi, I'm just going to pull out the most important part of that 5-part blog that the Union Finance Minister Arun Jaitley had put up. This one reads, the impeachment weapon. This essentially explains his rationale. The impeachment of a judge of the Supreme Court is to be done only in the case of either his incapacity or on proven misconduct. The Congress party and its friends have started using impeachment as a political tool. Impeachment is a process by which you remove the holder of office in order to protect the dignity of an office. The power of impeachment under our constitution is a part of an inter-institutional accountability. Both houses of parliament, as political houses, have been conferred the judicial power of impeachment. Thus, a judicial power is exercised by a political house. Each member has to act as a judge. He has to independently review the facts and the evidence. Decisions cannot be on party lines or dictated by whip. The power is exercised in case of proven misconduct. That is the point that Arun Jaitley is making over here. When it comes to moving an impeachment motion, there needs to be proven misconduct. Trivializing the use of that power, he goes on to say, is a dangerous event. It is not difficult to collect 50 signatures of Rajya Sabha or 100 signatures of Lok Sabha members, even on frivolous issues. To use the power as intimidatory tactics when neither you have a case of proven misconduct again, or the numbers on your side, is a serious threat to judicial independence. My preliminary reaction to the impeachment motion filed today is clear. It is a revenge petition after the falsehood of the Congress party has been established in the Justice Loya death case. It is an attempt to intimidate a judge and send a message to other judges that if you don't agree with us, 50 MPs are enough for a revenge action. The charges read out are issues, those which have been settled by judicial orders or by precedent. Some issues are stale, trivial, and have nothing to do with judicial functions. That, Deepthi, is legalese for saying that the Congress party has no business moving this impeachment motion. Arun Jaitley making it clear from the point of view of the Constitution and from the point of view of the law and the judiciary. Back to you.
Yes, and you know, Krishna, also noteworthy is this second paragraph of this entire blog, the first response and the scathing attack coming in from Arun Jaitley here, where he says, Krishna, and do take us through that bit also, where he says, never ever so blatantly in the past have national political parties, a few retired judges and some senior lawyers so closely identified themselves with the generation of falsehood. That is what Arun Jaitley says. And somewhere, you know, look at this, the Congress's own top brass, a lot of senior Congress leaders, Krishna, at the moment, do not agree with the kind of politics that the Congress party under Rahul Gandhi themselves are playing.
Oh, absolutely. We heard what Prakash Karat had to say. He had no idea about the impeachment motion. There is a massive divide within the opposition, and even top Congress leaders are revolting openly on camera against this party decision. Rahul Gandhi's decision to move this impeachment motion against the CJI. And this, I read through the entire statement, the entire blog that Union Finance Minister Arun Jaitley had put up. It's a 5-part blog, and it's titled Judge Loya Death Case, the one that almost created a judicial mutiny. Now, he is saying that this is a case in which a judicial mutiny has been created, and it's been divided into alleged role of Amit Shah in the Zohrabuddin case. He goes on to say how the Caravan magazine's fake news is another part, and then the institution disruptors for all the calls of the opposition claiming that the government is the one that is running down the institutions in this country. Isn't this directly a move to run down one of the biggest institutions in this country, Deepthi?
Oh, yes, let's in fact get in rhythm because rhythm, you understand the working of the judiciary so very closely here. Yes. This has never happened in the history of the country. And is this happening only because a particular political party is looking at a revival come 2019?
You've hit the nail on the head, because it's a motivated lobby, Deepthi, that's working here. A motivated lobby that is leaving nothing to chance. In January, when actually four judges of the Supreme Court in a press conference spoke, they immediately tried to capitalize on unrest within the judiciary. They took on that judicial chaos and they tried to manipulate it for their political purposes. We saw D. Raja meet Justice Chelameshwar. We saw there were other political people. We saw the Congress have a press conference on it, how Rahul Gandhi spoke about the Loya case. And now today, the Congress party and opposition leaders are actually asking for this bold, never seen before attack on the Chief Justice of India and the institution of the judiciary. Within the Congress also, there is a dissent. We've heard Sakal and Aishwarya breaking that down for us. But what is so shocking is the way they're actually going against the judiciary. This is not something that's ever happened before, because I've also spoken to senior jurists such as Pali Nariman and Soli Sorabji, and they've said that there have been earlier issues when the judiciary has had issues. There are several judges who disagree with each other, but the kind of chaos that's created and how political parties are trying to milk it for their political gains, how a motivated lobby is continuously attacking the independence of the judiciary needs to be questioned here. And I take that question also to Aishwarya, who's joining us. Aishwarya, you broke that story, which was confirmed when Salman Khurshid gave a reaction on it. He himself is saying top Congress leaders are revolting against this Rahul Gandhi diktat. They are saying that this impeachment process does not need to be followed. How are we supposed to see this when top Congress leaders themselves are against this?
Well, rhythm division within the Congress is now out in the open. We have Salman Khurshid, 4 more other leaders who are all set to come out. But then this blog, which has been written by the finance minister who understands law far more than rather several others, he mentions, and in that subheading of the impeachment weapon, he writes rhythm, and you understand it. He says the impeachment of judge of the Supreme Court is to be done only in the case of either incapacity or non-proven misconduct. The Congress party and its friends have started using impeachment as a political tool. So the attack of the government is on this line, that the Congress is using impeachment as a political tool because they failed with not one but at least half a dozen no confidence motion against the government in the second half of the budget session. They tried with this impeachment trick of theirs in the last half of the second half of the budget session, but they failed, and this is their second attempt. But what we are being told, we heard Salman Khurshid dissent within the Congress, we heard the left, we heard Prakash Karat, who's not even aware of any meeting on this. So the opposition in itself is decided on this issue, and if sources are to be believed, Akhilesh Yadav of the Samajwadi Party, Maya Bhati of the BSP, two of these important pillars of the opposition are not decided yet, and even DMK is non-committal. So that in itself is a clear indication that Congress is isolated. Whatever small pocket of support Congress is getting is only getting from few other individuals. That's the only reason they were not able to even get 100 of those signed MPs in the upper house, where they could have simply had it, because Congress in itself has 54, and what they were able to get, only 10 more. So that in itself shows that Congress is isolated. But as far as this blog of the Finance Minister Arun Jaitley goes, right from Justice Loya, as a death issue, to Sohrabuddin, and to the whole impeachment issue, Deepthi and Rhythm, the man has taken into consideration all of those points which have been targeted upon the BJP, and then how they have been aligned. There have been an attempt by the Congress party to malign the image of the BJP.
And what the Congress party, Aishwarya is doing, famously call in English, clutching to straws perhaps. That is the only plan I think that the Congress has come those polls in 2019. Our colleagues Rhythm, Sakal, Krishna and Aishwarya continue to stay with us as we continue to get you all facets of this story that, remember, is going to be putting the Congress party in a big fix, because this also exposes the divide within the Congress party. The Congress attacks the CJI is the hashtag. We are back on the other side with lots more on the story.